Wir sind heute hier zu euch gekommen,
We have
zu
come
euch
here
zu
today
sprechen.
to speak to you.
Herantragen möchten
We
wir
would
euch
like to
die
convey
Wahrheit
to you the truth
dessen,
of
was
what is
geschieht,
currently
aus
happening
geistiger Sicht
from a
heraus.
spirit point of view.
Eine dunkle Zeit auf Erden
A
hat
dark
begonnen.
time on earth has begun.
Die Menschen sind
Human
gefordert,
beings face the challenge
sich selbst zu fokussieren
of focusing on themselves
und Licht ins Dunkle zu
and bringing
tragen.
light into the dark.
Jeder einzelne von euch
We
wird von uns
address each
angesprochen,
and every one of you,
denn es bedarf
for it requires the healing
jedes
of each
Einzelnen,
individual
diesen Raum, der sich nun
to
geöffnet hat,
close in love
in
the
Liebe zu
space
schließen.
that is now opened up.
Wir sind heute hier, euch einen
We've come here today
Überblick und einen
to share
Einblick zu
insights
gewähren
and
und
entrust
euch
you
Werkzeug an die
with
Hand zu
tools
geben.
that you can use.
Wir möchten euch hier verhelfen, euren Fokus
We
zu
would like to
setzen,
assist you
euch
with
Wissen
setting
zu
your
vermitteln,
focus, to convey knowledge
sodass ihr
to
euch
you
zentrieren
so that
könnt.
you can center
Dieses
yourselves.
Wissen ist von hoher Bedeutung
This knowledge is of high
und
importance
stabilisiert euch
and
in dieser
stabilizes you
verunsichernden
in
Zeit
these
auf Erden.
unsettling times on earth.
Es stabilisiert euch,
It
sodass die Angst
stabilizes
in
you
euch
so that the
nicht
fear
mehr und
within
mehr an
you
Macht
will
gewinnt.
not be able to increase its power.
Denn die Angst ist es, die in diesen
For it is
Tagen
fear
aktiviert
that
wird,
is being activated these days.
da dieser Raum, der nun im
For the space
Massenbewusstsein
that is
aufgeht,
now opening up in mass consciousness
ein
is a
kreierter Raum
space
des
created
Egos
by
ist.
the ego.
Das Massenbewusstsein von
The
euch
mass
allen hat
consciousness
kreiert
of you all as a
einen
collective
Ego-Raum,
has
wie
created
im
an ego
Kleinen so im
space.
Großen. Im Kleinen
As in
sitzt jeder
small,
Einzelne
so in
bei sich,
large. In the context of the
macht
small,
Erfahrungen
the
des
individual
Egos und
system.
macht Erfahrungen des
Each one of
Geistes,
you encounters
angebunden
both
im
ego
Allein-Sein.
experiences
Ein
as well as
authentischer Raum, in dem
experiences of the
alles fließt,
spirit,
helles,
the
voller
latter
Licht
of which
und
are
Freude.
connected to oneness. An authentic space in which everything flows, is bright, full of
In Liebe.
light and
Liebe
joy
ist
in love.
fließende Energie. Da
Love
wo
is
Liebe
flowing
ist, fließt die
energy.
Energie,
In love,
bindet
energy
an im
flows,
All-Eins-Sein.
connects to oneness.
Ego-Räume sind Blockaden
Ego
und
spaces are
Erfahrungen des
barriers, are
Abgetrenntseins.
experiences of being disconnected.
Hier herrscht die Angst, der Schmerz,
This is where fear and pain
eine
rule,
Verhaftung in Dunkelheit,
an attachment to darkness,
der Isolation,
isolation,
der
fear.
Angst, die von euch
This is
beschriebene
what you
Hölle.
refer to as hell.
Dies sind Energieschwingungen aus Ego-Räumen.
These are energy
So seht
vibrations
diese
of
Räume im
spaces
Kleinen
created by the ego.
werden auch im Großen
So
im
see, these energy
Massenbewusstsein
vibrations
kreiert.
in small are also created in the larger context, in the mass consciousness.
Ego-Räume
Ego spaces
wurden
have been
eröffnet
opened
und haben somit Kraft.
and
Sie
therefore
wirken.
have power.
Räume
They
entstehen
have an effect.
im Raum.
Spaces
Im Raum.
arise out of a
Im
space,
Raum.
out of a
Im
space,
Raum.
out of a space.
Diese Perspektive ist die Perspektive der 5.
This
Dimension,
perspective
hinaus
is the
aus der
perspective of the
linearen
5th dimension, away from the linear
Denkweise,
way of thinking.
eintauchen in die Räume
To dive
im
into the
Punkt,
spaces,
im Jetzt,
into the point,
hindurch durch
in the
den nächsten
now.
Raum.
To dive
Ein
through
Raum der
to the
Erfahrung.
next space, a space of experience.
Ihr seid auf dem
You are
Weg
on your way
in
into
die
the
Erfahrung des
experience of
Alleinseins.
oneness.
So ist es relevant,
It is therefore relevant that ego spaces that have been created, that are becoming acute in the illusion of disconnection, now present themselves. This ego space was created a long time ago, but now it is time for you all to close this space in mass consciousness, that you immerse yourselves into oneness, in love, and heal this space. Jointly, together. It is a call for the collective. A collective immersion into the space of fear, pain, in order to transform it, to make decisions, each individual for himself, to exit the game of fear, of pain, and to see what truth lies behind it. And so we are here in order to speak to you, to lift the veil of forgetfulness, to shed light on what is currently happening. So that you can understand which mechanism is currently taking place and in which direction you can focus your energy in order to collaborate and collectively close this ego space of pain and fear so that it can be healed. For it has chronically been in existence in the underground for centuries. This ego space has expanded to all parts of the world. A focus set on the outer world, drifting away from the core of each individual. A strong identification of your being with the outer world has taken place. An identification with matter, with that what is to be found in this outer world, has taken place. You've devoted yourself thereto with your being. You've identified yourself therewith. You've chased after it, further and further and further. You've lost yourselves in the inner core of your being. Your eyes have been directed towards the outside world. Your ears have been directed towards the outside world. And your intuition within you has become more silent, deaf to that which wants to become from within. You have sensed that this movement can no longer continue for a long time now. This ego space has grown bigger and bigger, has expanded to all parts of the world. Now the time has come for this outer world, outer space of the ego, to present itself in pain and fear. The cycle is over. The space now wants to be healed. It is the decision of each and every one of you to either continue holding this space and thus to hold on to the ego, or to choose to immerse yourselves in oneness. To decide to reconnect yourself with yourself and thus with oneness. What does this mean for each individual? Follow the movement that is given. Follow yourselves. It is the time of return. It is the time of self-contemplation. Refocus on your own system. Take your eyes off of the outer world. Ban the outer world from your ears. Intuitively open yourselves up to your own self. It is a time in which the inner space desires to expand. The reality of the inner world within you desires to unfold, desires to become a reality. Anchors are released in the outer world, in the space of matter, for this space is crumbling, destabilizing itself, and thus disseminating uncertainty. So follow the movement, return home into yourselves, surrender to your own heart, your own place of comfort. Open your inner space, your inner world. Allow your inner space to grow. It is here that the illusion of matter will become visible to you. We are aware that this is a painful process for mass consciousness. A large amount of pain and fear is currently circulating as energy. For those who are strongly identified with matter, this process requires a strong disentanglement, which is therefore associated with much pain and fear. But please understand, the more resistance arises within you, the more painful and fearful this process will become. So take the decision to step into the flow of energies. Decide to immerse yourself into the space of oneness. To find the door to the inner space, to the space of the experience of oneness within yourselves. Direct your vision into yourselves. Listen to your own words. Dive through the wave of fear. Let there be calm within you. Allow the waves of fear to flow through your body, but do not identify yourselves with them. This time of contemplation holds a great potential. You create time and space to dive into yourselves more, to open up the inner space, to change your perception. And thus discover your own home within yourself. So please see, the lungs are an organ of space, a space that expands and contracts, symbolically for that which is currently happening in mass consciousness. The healing of the spaces in mass consciousness, the disentanglement of the identification with the matter space, into the flowing of oneness, into the space of oneness, a reversion from the outside to the inside, from the outer world, the outer space, into the inner world, the inner space. These spaces lie one inside the other. It's a plunge through the outer space in order to enter the inner space, to be born into that space. When you experience fear and pain, you identify yourself with matter. You identify yourself with the outside world. This strong uncertainty in the outside world invites you to release your anchors to the outside world. To accept the uncertainty, to see it as an opportunity to rediscover yourself within yourself, to discover your home there, to establish contact with us there. We are here, stronger than ever. And we hold your energy systems. We would now like to accompany you into a moment of stillness, to dive with you through the wave of fear and pain. To give you insights into the space of oneness. So dive into yourself, expand yourself, expand your inner space, further and further beyond the physical boundary. Expand your energies. Expand them further all the way out into the universe. Allow your inner space to expand to infinity. Focus your heart point in your center. From there, let yourself stream out into the vastness of the universe, out into the vastness of infinity. Detach yourself from the identification with matter. You are so much more. You yourselves are multidimensional beings, at home in all dimensions. And so we would like to lift the veil of forgetfulness for you. Expand yourselves in your energy. Recognize your home in oneness. Disentangle your identification with matter. Let yourself be born into the inner space, into the space of oneness. There we await you with open arms.
Dort kehrt ihr zurück
There you will
von
return
dieser Reise.
from this journey. The space matter continues to be held open.
Ihr werdet als Menschwesen
You will continue to walk and travel there as
dort
human
weiter
beings.
wandeln und reisen. Doch geht es nun darum, eure
But it is now a matter of
Identifikation
disentangling
mit
your
diesem
identification
Raum
with
zu
this
lösen,
space,
ihn zu heilen
of healing it,
und somit den
and thus
Vorhang
raising
des
the veil of
Vergessens zu
forgetfulness.
heben. Dies ist unsere
This is our
Botschaft für
message
heute an
to you
euch.
today.
Wir sind in Liebe mit euch,
We bring you love.
nehmen eure Angst und euren Schmerz
We
wahr
recognize your fear
und
and your
ernst.
pain, and we take them seriously.
So möchten wir euch
And
an die
so we
Hand
would like to
nehmen,
take you
euch
by the
zeigen
hand
einen Weg
and show you a way
hinein ins
into
All-Eins-Sein.
oneness.
In Liebe sind wir mit euch und
We are
segnen
with
euch
you in love and
und
bless
euren
you
Weg.
and your path.
Amen.
Amen.